intro is always my favorite part because I don't have to remember any of that.
I brought my guitar just because I didn't want to leave it in the car.
No, she asked me if I would do something. Yeah, actually for you,
This is still not right. Why don't I know how tall I am? For you folks who've done the improv thing, I should mention I'm pretty darn old. I actually was one of the last people to study under Del Close, which is it's actually pretty cool. But he was a weird fella. He was a strange man. And because it's Halloween, I can tell, it's almost Halloween. It's Halloween enough, October. I can tell you that they said that he haunted that top floor of Improv Olympic there. One of my favorite things ever that Del Close ever did was I was at an improv festival in Kansas City, where I'm from, and he had brought with him the one-person Herald, the one-man Herald, the one-man improv show. But he brought, of course, the whole cast down, and the whole part of the gimmick was that 5 people would stand on stage, they'd pull the name out, and you would have to do the Herald, which is a whole, one-act play, improvised, by yourself, right? And this dude worked real hard, did this great thing, did a lot of Jeopardy material, as a matter of fact. But the great thing was, Del Close, he had real bad lungs toward the end, he had real bad emphysema, and he couldn't really control his tone. And you hear this from the back of the house. About 2/3, what you think is about 2/3 of the way through the set, and he says, lower the lights, this isn't going as well as we thought. That poor improviser. He literally did like this, he said,
he was in the middle of some crazy wacky, and he just goes, like, it was so sad. Really the saddest thing in the world. Yeah, so the whole Ebola thing, that's gonna scare you, right? I'm taken care of. I think Amy knows my technique for handling these disease scares. But Ebola, I keep a piece of paper in my pocket that says Ebola in case Ebola comes down those stairs. I just say, I already got it. Just keep moving along. This couldn't be a better month for Ebola to take the nation by storm, could it? It's great. It's going to make a lot of great Halloween costumes. It's going to make some really authentic, isn't it? Yeah. Now, I myself, I don't really like Halloween like some of you guys were talking about. I'm not a huge fan of the Halloween parties, but I will give my wife credit for my favorite Halloween costume of all time. It wasn't even at a party. She was just working, managing some ice skating rink years ago, and everybody was dressed up in their outfits, and people kept asking her all day, what's your costume? And she would just open her jacket pocket, and it was a star. I'm the sheriff, and she went right back to work. That was my favorite. So I decided if ever I was to be a ghost, continuing on with the Halloween material, if ever I was to be a ghost, I would be a cold spot, but only in summer, so people would love me. And it would be cool, because you'd be out behind, oh, let's go stand in the late Chris Churchill. And step to the side, and then just all around the fringes, it rains. Just, that's the way weather patterns work. Anyway. So right about here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and break into the actual material. This is why I bring paper. It's got material on it. This is I want to go into my list of things that I wish were true. Okay. First, I wish that the wearing of baseball caps backwards led to brain cancer. Okay. Secondly, I wish that people just kind of lived in their cars, like a lot of people lived in their cars, so that it wouldn't be traffic. It would just be like a neighborhood, Like, if you lived in your car, you'd be home by now, you know what I mean? I really wish that, wolves could harmonize when they howl, so that it wouldn't be quite so terrifying when you were being ripped to shreds. It'd be kind of beautiful, right, Some sort of barbershop quartet in the woods as your legs being separated from your body. I also, now this one is one I just realized recently that I think there's something to really look into here. I think you can really, find a way to make this happen. But I think people need to be licensed to fart. Well, we can work out the stipulations about the age limits and what you need to eat and when to change drastically your diet and that sort of thing. The reason why I want people to be licensed to fart is because I want someone to really have to pay a heavy fine for ruining my next flight,
Okay, the other one, the aliens. You know how the aliens, they put the subdermal tracking device under your skin? You know that one? My thing is, I wish that instead of that little subdermal BB-sized tracking device, they just give you a t-shirt. I mean, if they want to keep track of my whereabouts, I'm gonna wear the t-shirt. It's a t-shirt from an alien, for crying out loud. I'm gonna wear it almost every day. You give me 2 shirts, guess what? Every day, because I get a day to wash your shirt, right? Exactly. All right, so you guys believe in like global warming and stuff, right? You guys understand that we've set this planet in motion and it's just melting. Everything's melting. All the walruses are coming to shore, you know. Well, I think they need to figure out. There's another thing I think they need to look into. I just realized recently that I believe that tornadoes are due to global spinning. Just look into it. Now, you also know the law. If you ever threaten to kill the president, you just go to jail, right? That's just the rules. You can't like go on Facebook and say, I'm going to kill the president. The Secret Service will be at your house like in the morning. But doesn't it stand to reason that if you threaten to save the president, you should get like a vacation or something? Like, had I known about that guy last week, I'd be in Aruba right now, but I didn't know what was up. Anyway, another thing. Since I spend a lot of time alone, I don't know if you guys know this, I don't really relate to people very well. That's why I sit alone a lot. In fact, some people sing in the shower. I'll do comedy in the shower, and it's not what you think. But I also, because I spend a lot of time alone, I find myself being sort of frustrated at sort of the truisms that people throw around in life, like the things you're supposed to just assume are true. Like 1 is the loneliest number. I mean, really, I think if you think about it, it might be something more like 5.4842808, because when's the last time you heard anybody talk about that, you know? That's been trending a little bit on Facebook since I've been going into it, but I think in general, that's the case here. And people always say, like, you know, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, first of all, what's wrong with the fucking lemon? Lemons are great. Why are they making a statement that insinuates that lemons are just by their nature bad? If life gives you lemons, yay! Get your lemon cookbook. We're having a lemon party. We're doing lemon bars. Lemon, you know, it's going to be in your beer. It's going to be good stuff. I don't understand the whole problem people have with lemons. If life gives you Ebola, there you go. If you can make that work, then you've done something nice. Oh, it's a feather. You guys can talk to me later about my beloved bird. Derail the set with sentimentality. They always say, this is the one I hate the least, is dance like no one's watching.
Oh, yeah.
I hate dancing. You know how I dance when no one's watching? Like this. I stand and I wait for the next option. You know, that's the thing. And that's another thing. People always say, I hate waiting. What's wrong with waiting? I love waiting. Everybody's like, waiting is like having 1,000 tiny deaths. You know, that people are killing me 1 second at a time when I have to wait. I don't mind waiting. Waiting it's just like doing something, but without all the work. You know what I mean? You don't have to do anything. Okay, so my name's Chris Churchill, so I want to clarify that. Winston Churchill, he's different than me. He was famous. He was famous once because he said, "Never, never, never give up." Right? Now, see, that's one. How about sometimes if it's a real dumb thing, give up. You know, makes sense, right? Sometimes give up. I mean, sure, he wouldn't have won the war that way, but I could learn German. Now, the way. Okay, now this one might be the most controversial of my my theories. I guess this is one of my old Chris's wild theories from years ago. Now that I'm thinking about it, the Kennedy assassination. Now, everybody's always talking about did Oswald do it? Did the CIA do it? Was it the mafia? Did Marilyn Monroe somehow come back and no? It is possible that Kennedy wasn't even shot. I don't know if you guys have looked at the film. It's possible he wasn't even shot. I looked at it over and over again, and I think it was just the tail end of a
a very extreme sinus infection. It was just like the last big sneeze. It was like, oh! That was it. I mean, you've had them, right? Anybody get on an airplane with a sinus infection? Don't do it. That's what'll happen. Bam. All right, well, before I play my song, because I fooled you, I actually am going to play a song. I want to give you this piece of advice because people frequently ask me about the meaning of life. I think it's the glasses. I look real smart. But the meaning of life, I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot. This is how I feel about it. We're all together here in this world. We're like a bunch of miners trapped in a coal mine.